You're now watching RIPS.
We'll call it 90,000 on the day, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. That's exactly what we were looking for. There's that 35 tag as promised.
You're likely going to be a lot better than you were last year, as long as you take it seriously.
And RIPS shows the Jack 8.
Cash is flowing to RIPS.
Look at that, just getting absolute.
And it's RIPS winning one of the biggest pots of the session.
Wow. $250,000 on the week, baby. Let's go. There's nothing that makes me happier than when I see you folks win. Can it hold this push lower below 80s? This would be a big break if we can hold this push. $6,000 on the day in our Lucid Pro account. This is your entry. This is your ad. This is your takeout. Boom. Right there. Good morning, everybody, and happy Friday. Happy Friday. If you're here with me in the YouTube Kick or X chat, go ahead and say what's up. Let's see who's with us early this morning. Will Trades, good morning. Tuner Boy, Cranberry, Seamus, Mike, Jellyfish, JT, Breezy, what's cracking? What is happening? What's happening? Sparky Trader, how are you? Do we have RIPS Mod in the building? Is RIPS Mod here? Vegas Ryan, what's up, RIPS Mod? How are you? What's happening? Everybody have fun yesterday? Yesterday was insane. Wow. What a move. What a move. That was insane. Market is getting tired of this channel right now. It's starting to roll over a little bit. I want to do some chart work. Talk about what we have here, what we're looking at. We are kind of breaking out of this channel here. Right around there. To there. Irish. Yeah, that seems like a fair channel. Give me a yellow box. Yellow. Give me the midline. Yellow. Yeah, we're starting to roll out of that. Same thing in S&P is sort of rolling out of that channel as well. Everything's sort of rolling down. We're breaking below that that previous point, but going into the VWAP. Be curious to see if we do a little heat check into the VWAP there. I do have these new Funded Seat Ultra accounts to trade. I have 5 of them. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, got 5 of these things. Day one, these are the 35% ones. So day one, I can make up to 35% profit. I want to have these live next week, trading these live. Let me see my dashboard on these things. Anybody check these out yet? The Funded Seat Ultra accounts? Yeah, right now we're just meandering right around the VWAP. Excuse me. Okay, so 35%. The profit goal is 6,000. So 6,000. I can make up to $2,100 today. Is where I need to set my profit target. 2,100. Set that to liquidate. Bang. So this is the Trade C platform. You can see right now we're running into the VWAP on all accounts right now. Let's see if it actually breaks below this area, because we have a lot of liquidity in the S&Ps that is positioned right around here, and this is where we had sort of a double bottom in the S&Ps. I think we have Cash Gary that's speaking right now. Oh no, Hassett is speaking right now. Trades with CJ says, what a great time to come back from my 6-month trading break to reset mental, and now funded with 2 accounts. One got funded during Asia last night on that huge sell-off. Nice. Which one? Like this right here? That? Or this one? What time was it at? Because there was multiple. Either one, right? We are currently bouncing at the VWAP. We are right around one of the levels of 501 in the in the Nasdaq. If I want the same capability as you on Bookmap, what tier do I need? It's not about buying a tier to get better at it. It's just about watching it. You get the lowest tier, global, if you want it. But what I do can be possible without a tool like Bookmap. I mean, it just makes it a little bit more difficult, you know? What's up, Duck? Yeah, it's bouncing at the level on both. So if it does come back and sort of set up with challenging this primer, you know, a rejection underneath this level would be pretty key. And then we could start looking at targets to the downside of, like, you know, 462. There's a lot of room to the downside here, but the party would really start if it starts cracking, like, you know, these lows of like 228. So all it takes is like negative news to get there. So yeah, right now you just have basically a bunch of sellers that are right here. This is where all of the sellers are right now. Let's do red block. This is right at that midpoint, basically. I mean, it goes down to there. Make this very bright red. There you go. You can title this. And then most of the buyers are kind of in position really right down here for the time being. I think that's fair too. Green block. Liquidity. So right now we are pushing down through that VWAP, heading back into where there were buyers earlier. So it just really depends on if it can continue this trajectory to the downside. We are kind of just meandering at that 500 level. So if we continue to find buyers right around this level, we could probably adjust where the liquidity is. How's everybody doing this morning? What's up, Daniel? Oh. Next week, we will be going back to our regular schedule of 2 streams a day, since it's the beginning of August, sort of marking the end of the summer. Yeah, if we look at the levels that we have to the downside here,
There are a lot of them. Previous 4-hour lows down here as well. Definitely a lot of levels down there. Right now it is sort of dancing below the VWAP and breaking below this 501 area. Yeah, this is the 15-minute time frame. You can see as we're approaching that buying liquidity, we start to see the market kind of bounce a little bit. Most of the liquidity being here, right in that midpoint. We haven't really constructed a big profile yet for the session. This is the 5-minute bars here. Yeah, smash the like button on YouTube. It does help out a lot. Helps out the algorithm for discovery. We have 300 people right now on YouTube. Should be able to smash the like button. That is SVPHD, correct? That is what that is. Just looking at the session that we're trading right now. Just like that. So right now, sort of challenging that 490 area of price underneath the VWAP, showing that weakness. Now auctioning 480s. The next levels to watch below are going to be where those bottoming tails are at 458, so like 460. What's up, Raphael? How are you, buddy? Looking at equities right now, we have Nvidia kind of falling off a cliff below VWAP. Microsoft is still holding. Meta is sort of rolling. Google rolling. Amazon holding that earnings push right now, and Tesla and Apple both kind of rolling as well. So just being patient, waiting for these opportunities to come here. What are you guys all trading on right now? I'm curious. What platform is everybody trading on? What prop firms are you guys using? You can see in this liquidity pattern right now, we are bumping up towards 500 and sort of rejecting below, which is the VWAP is positioned right at 504. So the more that we continually reject down here, the more that we're kind of seeking that new value of price. Nvidia is still rolling, triple bottom area right here right now. Trading on TradeC and Lucid. Lucid, TradeC and Top Step, TPT and Atas, MT5, Jigsaw Bookmap, Funded, Deep Charts. What is the opinion on Deep Charts, by the way? Is that something that you think you guys want to see on stream here? Lucid 50K got funded on Tradeovate, waiting for the open. Nice, congrats, man. What's up, Broccoli? How are you, buddy? So we are auctioning betwixt 500 and 480 right now. check on something really quick here. Oh, we are rolling here. Sorry, I was a little bit distracted. Yeah, market is definitely rolling now. We did break below that triple bottoming area in the S&Ps. So like I said, the area to watch is 450. At 450 level, of course, is important. We're at the lower end of that volume shelf as well. So this is where we had a lot of that buying liquidity from before. Would you guys prefer to have the mix of the trading view charts as well as the bookmap bubbles? Because I feel like a lot of people, the bookmap bubbles kind of get lost on. Mix is good, cool. Yeah, right now we are pushing up out of that buying liquidity zone. You can see how strong that push is. And when you're mapping out liquidity like this, this is the areas that you're watching to see being challenged. So we push back into that, kind of rejecting just underneath 480 right now. See if price wants to go to the 3-minute here so you can see a little bit more detail. Seeing if price wants to be accepted outside of that mid-range that has been trading in. You can see on bookmap here that the strongest buying was from 246 contracts right down here. Do you buy out of sessions? I'm not sure what that question means. All right, don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Let's see what the market has in store for us today. I'll be right back with you guys. All right, we're back. You can see the rejection out of the buying liquidity zone. Coming right back to our yellow block here, where the primary liquidity is being traded. So if it comes back to this area and it starts to reject again, we're probably going to probe deeper into that buying liquidity to find out where these buyers are willing to accept more of this price. But for the time being, just popping out of that buy zone makes a lot of sense. Same bottoming tails as before when we entered into the zone earlier. So exact same bottoming tails. What's up, Adam? How are you? That new Fun to See Ultra account looks awesome. Awesome. You're going to try it out. I have 5 of those accounts right now. Those are what you see right here on my screen. Those are the ones that I want to trade. I got to make $2,100 in those. Well, that's the max that I can make. $2,100. $2,100 because the pass is 3 days, 35%. So $2,100. The goal is to make $6,000 per account. And then after that, we get funded. And then you can take payouts up to $100,000 per account before they even consider moving you to a live, which is really cool. See right here that we kind of hit a topping area. You can see all of that overhead supply coming in as we pushed up into that area there. And we are breaking lower now. Probing deeper into that buying liquidity zone. S&Ps are at a key level right now of 486, and they are bouncing at that level. So let's continue to see. The prop firm that I'm talking about is the one that is pinned right now. Let me see if we can do a better pinned message, but I just pinned it in YouTube. It's the Funded Seat Ultra accounts, and I'm trading the Funded Seat 100K 35% on 5 accounts. You can take, it's like TPT, there's no intraday trailing drawdown. You can take unlimited multiple daily payouts, right? You can take multiple payouts every single day and on day one that you are funded. And they allow you to withdraw $100,000 per account. So 5 accounts, it's $500,000 before they consider moving you to live. So before they even consider moving you to live, you can take up to $500,000. So being the big trader I am, those are the ones that I want to trade on stream. If you pass live, you get a job at the firm. What? What? Yeah, you get to be the new coffee boy. What are you talking about? Do the same rules apply for instant funding as well, except the 15% consistency rule, of course? No, every single plan has a different rule, right? I'm only talking about the Funded Seat Ultra accounts right now. The Funded Seat Ultra accounts are insane. Those are the ones that I'm interested in right now. Those are the ones that I want to see cracking off. So I have 5 of them. They're in the evaluation stage right now. I want to get them to the funded stage. Right? That's all we're talking about right now. So TPT is 5 days to pass. The 35% ones are 3 days to pass, if you can make it. And then daily payouts on day 1 with no intraday trailing drawdown. $22.50 drawdown and 3K. Let me see. I forget. Let me see. Let me go to my dashboard here. Let's see. I have $3,000 drawdown. I got the cool ones. I can't really show it because well, here, I can show the bottom part, but I don't want to show my user ID. Or does that matter? My Rhythmic user ID? Does that even matter? Who cares, right? But this is them right here. Profit target is 6,000. Consistency is 35%. Drawdown is 3,000. Pretty dang good. Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out how this isn't better than TPT, right? Like this is like TPT on steroids, isn't it? You can take multiple payouts. You can take up to $100,000 per account before they consider moving you to live. So scaling, let me see. Okay, One Step Daily Ultra. I like the name of it too. The name is sweet. Let's see. Okay, One Step Daily Ultra. Doom, 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 boom. Okay. Scaling is, dude, you get 3 minis. So you can trade 15 minis off RIP with 5 accounts. 15 minis, and then you get 2,000 in profit. You can go to 25 minis, and then 3,000 in profit. You can go to 40 minis. And I'm talking about if you're copy trading 5 accounts. Seems pretty extraordinary. There's no consistency, and it's 80% profit split. So technically, it's not. You can get 400,000, not 500,000. 400,000. You can trade news. Payout requirements exceed the buffer, $3,100. Can't withdraw from the buffer. Yeah, all of this seems pretty good. First payout balance threshold, 104,600. You must request your first payout before hitting the balance thresholds in the table below. If your balance reaches the balance threshold before requesting first payout, your open position will be liquidated. You won't be able to resume trading until you request your first payout. They force you to take a payout. That's kind of funny, actually. I always had a hard time with the 100K accounts. There's never been enough drawdown for me. If they add a 150K account to the list, I'd definitely get a few. I mean, if you just trade micros, then you have all the drawdown you need, right? 30 micros per account? 150 micros across 5? I don't know. Why is better than One Step Daily? Because there's no cap on your upside. We have data coming out. Let's watch that. There's no cap on your upside, and I'm pretty sure there's no consistency rules. Yeah, there's no consistency rules. You get uncapped payouts. You can withdraw daily and from day one, and it's an end of day drawdown. There's no consistency. Oh, wow. Look at that. Q2 unemployment cost is at 0.9 versus 0.8. So we had a little dump there. Interesting that we came back to that area of liquidity and we're pushing into more orders, but I didn't see enough to want to put on a trade or anything. With TPT, you can have up to 5 live accounts with no consistency rule, daily payouts, and end of day drawdown. No, in funded, yeah, once you get past that, but you remember in the funded stage of TPT, there's an intraday trailing drawdown, and it takes 5 days to pass. And then if you want to continue along, you have to pay for a very expensive reset. I bought Bookmap yesterday. What feed are you using to access historical data? The $14 package from Bookmap gives you that. I don't know if they even offer it anymore, but there's a package that you buy that gives you, I would just reach out to their support. It's like $14 extra a month for the historical data. Not in Pro Plus, just got mine. Congratulations. Those are hard to get to because you have to make it through that trailing drawdown. But once you get through that trailing drawdown, they do become some of the best accounts. No question about it. But I mean, I guess once you move to live in these, let's see. Do they have anything in their models about going to live? Path to live. Live account overviews. Okay, so 90% split, daily withdrawals, end of day drawdown, no daily loss limits, no payout caps. That's Funded Seats live program. And you get 5 live accounts. $0 balance initial drawdown, equivalent to starting drawdown original. Some funded accounts, so cool. Yeah, it's you know, when you get moved to live, it's almost the same, which is cool. Wonder if it's gonna keep pumping today. Seems like it. I don't know. It's you know, tough to say when we're doing the analysis and it's showing us that we just are heading into this buy zone and kind of rejecting. So the answer is that it depends, right? It just really depends. Code RIPS is giving me 50% off of 100K daily ultra. That's what the deal is right now. If you use code RIPS, you get to use the 50% off on ultra 2 times. 2 times. It works twice. Thoughts on newly launched Deep Gamma from Deep Charts? I've not seen it. I feel like there's been a lot of requests for me to have Deep Charts on my stream, so maybe we do that. Rose, what should I do? I accidentally put on 4 minis not realizing the market went way up, so my consistency is crazy. So if you ever have a problem with consistency, you need to get rid of it before the session is over. And the best way to get rid of that, like if you make too much money, again, I talk about this very often on the stream, you hit the buy button and the sell button in rapid succession and the fees will eat up any of your profits. It's very simple. So we're having a lot of trouble reclaiming above our level of 501 right now. A ton of trouble reclaiming above that level. So it'll be interesting to see if we have like one more push up into that level, which is right around VWAP. But right now the market is having a heck of a time holding up. It just seems like it's very weak still. S&Ps are pushing down through the lower levels here too. We have a level at 74.86 quarters that it's pushing down into. So we're still heading into that buying liquidity. If we break out of that zone of where all of this buying liquidity is, it's very likely that we're going to return down to this area. So this, we're talking about a potential 300-point move here. If you want to lose money, safer, just use ATM with 1 tick stop and 1 tick take profit and size up on contracts to lose money. Yeah, I mean, you can do it with minis or micros or whatever. You just buy, sell, buy, sell. I'll never understand the conversation that people have where they're like, I don't know what to do. I'm too good. I can't lose money. Do it with micros first to see how much it affects your P&L. Because here's the thing, if you're over a target, right? So like my target on these accounts is 2100, right? 35% would be 2100 is the maximum I can make. So if I make like 2350, I'm not going to throw on max size and minis and be like, oh, let's see what happens. I don't know if there's a rule in the evaluation of how many contracts I can take, if there's a scaling rule in the evaluation stage. By the way, the S&Ps are coming down and seem to be much more weak than the NASDAQ right now. We are currently holding in Microsoft above the EMAs. Amazon is holding just slightly above the 50 EMA. And Nvidia is below the EMAs, below the VWAP. We are having trouble right now breaking through this double bottom where all of this buying liquidity is. What's up, Discipline Lifestyle? How are you? But this seems to be an area of interest, at least for the last 6 hours, as we are pushing down here. This is 6 hours ago, it looks like. around that time. So if we can have enough sellers that absorb and overwhelm all of that buy side liquidity, it's very likely that we'll see the market continuing to roll up until possibly the open, maybe to the midpoint of this buying liquidity, which is settled at 420. The next level that we have to the downside in the NASDAQ is 411.50. What's up, Aaron? How are you? Rips, since I have 5 TBT live accounts since Tuesday, I've got so overcautious that I leave so many opportunities on the table and close my winning trades far too early. Any recommendations to overcome the psychology block in my mind? You can just try trading one account at a time, but mind yourself of the inactivity rule. I believe that TPT has a very stringent inactivity rule, but you're nervous because it's real now. Welcome to real money trading. That's what's going on. You're nervous because you understand you have a really insane opportunity, and if you were to squander that opportunity and over leverage, oversize, or let your trades run and then get a Trump tweet that blasts you, you know, you're going to sit there and kick yourself. So it's normal, the psychological interference that you're having right now. How have you drawn those boxes? What structures is based off? We drew it from the 4-hour time frame looking left. Right now we're observing the market in a 3-minute time frame. So the market is still seemingly overwhelmed by sellers. We have about 20 minutes till the top of the hour where we'll have more liquidity coming into the market. But right now we are challenging these lows that we put in 6 hours ago, essentially. So this is your New York and London low right now that we're challenging. The other level of interest is here at the previous day high, which is right around our level of 411.50. So anything can happen. Did you see TradeC's new indicator feature trading sessions? Yeah, but I'm not sure how to turn it on. What do you do? Let's see. I saw that, but like, what do you do to turn that on? Like, I want to know. I'm gonna have TradeC over here. What do I do to turn this on? Just click it. Where? Where's the button? I go into indicators. Sessions, there's no sessions. Okay, what's it called? TSEA? Huh. Let me try refreshing. Oh, it's right there at the top. There you go. Cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Cool. S&P's again much weaker than what we're seeing in the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ is still holding up here quite a bit. We are in that buy zone of liquidity currently. And a lot of overhead supply coming in, a lot of overhead pressure. Yeah, we do have a ton of room if we get enough pressure on the sell side here. We have a ton of room to the downside. And Nvidia is just kind of messing around. We don't really see Microsoft having any plans of rolling right now. By the way, yesterday, Microsoft had the biggest day it's had in 18 years. Did you guys know that? The biggest day that Microsoft has had in the last 18 years. Like an insane day. The last time it had that big of a gain was in 2008. It's crazy. Like over 15% gain. Unbelievable. Do you pay attention to daily or weekly value areas? I pay attention to all of it. It's all very important. Again, we're finding buyers in the buy zone. Imagine that. Bomber, have a good day. Yeah, so refreshing Trade C fixed that for me. That's all I had to do was just refresh Trade C. So again, what I'd be looking for a valid trade would be a push up. We did miss that last push up around when we had that news release. But since it was right around news, I didn't think it was valid for a trade. What's up, J-Star? The extra low areas that we're looking for a challenge are at our levels of 411 and 400 evens. So right around that midpoint, essentially. Markets are still coming down here. Starting to really break lower. Coming right to that midpoint now of the buying liquidity. First time trying the daily payouts on Tradeify up 1,700. Nice. A little bit more for the buffer. Let's go, baby. Love to see it. It's awesome. That is excellent news. Love to hear that for you. Liking the challenge to the downside. Don't want price to tap 475, so I'd be putting my break-even stop there. I mean, you could probably put it a little bit higher if you could. 475 seems a little tight. I would try to be like 485 or more if you could withstand that much drawdown. Trading sessions in Trade C is very nice. Playing with it at the moment is pretty customizable. Nice. I traded yesterday. Yeah, I had a massive day. Absolutely insane day. That's why I didn't stream. I was completely locked in. It was just nuts. The amount this market moves now is just an incredible gift. Insane. The market moved over 1,000 points from the Globex Open. It's crazy, dude. Like actually freaking nuts. Look at this. It's so ridiculous, dude. It's absurd. It's so ridiculous. This market is freaking incredible, dude. It's just insane. Not really a chatter, but just want to say thanks for all you do this month. I made more in the markets than I do at my 100K a year day job. Your stream's turned around for me. Let's go, Raptor. Give it up for Raptor, man. That's awesome. It was a very good day. Yeah, RIPS mod is not wrong. It's so good he doesn't need to trade the rest of the year. Yeah, I mean, not wrong at all, really. If I wanted to, yeah, not wrong. Literally not wrong. Markets give you gifts. Definitely made not really aggressively trading FOMC worth it. What's up, BRZ Nate? How are you? Are you Brazilian? Where does the name BRZ Nate come from? Let me guess you're long yesterday. I would hope so. Market gives you opportunity like that. How'd you get those labels on your chart? I created them. If you want to see any of the chart work show up earlier, Or just show up earlier. You can also rewind the stream too. I mean, yesterday is a day where it's just like, you're just really stoked on being a trader. Just, you gotta just be grateful. Just one of those things. Housekeeping came yesterday. Forgot to put a new bag in. Garbage. How dare they? No tip. But yeah, the better liquidity will start coming into the market here in about 13 minutes. Been chilling, chatting it up, talking about potential targets here, enjoying the morning. Do you ever trade at ES? Yeah, last year when we were dealing with a lot of the tariff stuff and NQ didn't have as much liquidity, I feel like NQ was trading like 18,000 at one point, or 2 years ago, whenever this was. I feel like NQ traded down to 18,000. We're now at 28,000. But yeah, I remember I was trading ES. Maybe it was the election of Trump. I don't remember, but yeah, I do trade ES. I trade ES when the liquidity in NQ is lacking. But that's, you know, personal choice. It's not something where you have to do it. You can still trade NQ, especially on props when it's lacking liquidity because your orders never hit the market. I am not in a trade yet, no. Just mapped out the selling liquidity to the buying liquidity. And we are finding buyers above the midpoint still. And we are in kind of no man's land with the levels right now. You have a slight idea the movement from yesterday is going to happen day of, or is that something you just react to? It's a mix of both. When we are pushing up for the whole Globex session, that continuation onto highs, popping all of those stops. You can wait for first pullback. You know, you can wait. You don't have to catch move off rip. You can wait for this right here. I mean, the most idealistic trade is going to be longing off of this double bottoming support, which was a pitch and catch off of this challenge area. This is your primary entry, so even if you only caught that, say you caught it at the top of the wicks, you put your stop down here, you traded that all the way into the close, I mean, you're talking about 2.5 to 1 right there. Trade that on micros, you're happy. Right there. Time frame of this chart is 3 minutes. You can look at it at the 5 minute if you want. Right now we are just meandering betwixt the midpoint of the buy zone and underneath the VWAP, touching liquidity up there. Market is still very weak. If Microsoft rolled below the VWAP and continued that roll and gave up a lot of its gains from yesterday, we could see the NQ finding its way back below 28,000 realistically. But I mean, that's dependent upon if equities are rolling today and if we have a lot of sellers up here. A lot of the buying too was because of the whole Leopold situation, where when the market has a big sell-off like that and somebody purchases the book at that value, it kind of says that the market agrees that that price is fair versus the bloated values of when he was over leveraged. $60K for pre-access when Trump is about to post on Iran or tariffs. Yeah, it could pay itself in one trade. I thought they were going to charge like 150,000 or something like that. What's up, Brad Trader Matt? Starting to see a lot of the OGs filter in now. What's up, Dark Asura? What's up with the first payout requirement in Daily Ultra? Is that to get you back to buffer and hopefully blow account? What's up, Jay Quinn? How are you, buddy? Long time. What do you mean? I don't get that. Is that to get you back to buffer and hopefully blow the account? I mean, is it? Yeah, we're sticking to this schedule for August to see how it does. Yeah, WSOP was great, Lingle. Thanks for asking. I watched 2 streams live, but turned it off when the market opened and went back later to watch, and they were deleted same on kick. Yeah, I've said this 100,000 times at this point, but the streams from this week will be turned into YouTube long form content. For the month of August moving forward, the same archives will be there, since we're going back to the old schedule. What's up, Luna? How are you, buddy? And they're not deleted, they're just private. But yeah, in the month of August, the streams will live on the archive, but I'm turning those streams into long form YouTube content. Or my team is. What's up, DC fan? Jason. Thanks for coming back, man. Don't know why I decided to come back full time, but I'm so freaking grateful. Yesterday might have had something to do with it. Yesterday is one of those days that if you were in a good head of trading, you pretty much could make your entire year or take a breather from the year of like, if that makes sense. Hooked on the RIPS vlogs. I couldn't find them. Or whoops, it's 2 sentences. Luna says, I'm hooked on the RIPS vlogs. Well, we do have about 15 more episodes coming, so. How much you made? I made $12.38. It was one of my best days ever. I couldn't find them. I like to rewatch. I turn you off when the market opens so I can trade without outside noise. That makes sense. Yeah, I catch the break out of 943. I mean, I was positioned earlier than 943. I was trading down here. This is, my cat woke me up, thankfully, right here on this beautiful draw of liquidity. Right here. That. So, yeah. So we can really just kind of not have to do much real money trading. It's great, dude. I fucking love trading. What can I say? Absolutely love trading. How can I obtain your NQ levels? In the free Instagram group has them. We're 5 minutes away from the top of the hour now. This is where we'll see an injection of liquidity. We'll see if this buying liquidity can get its way back into that area of selling liquidity. Yeah, my focus on the stream today and the month of August is going to be trying to show you what's possible on the Funded Seat Ultra accounts. I've been training to get fitter recently and try to improve my trading, better mental state. What's your current training regimen, PPL or single body parts per day? I'm not sure what PPL is, but I do a group of body parts 3 to 5 times a week, depending on my schedule. So chest and arms, shoulders, legs, back, push-pull legs. I've heard that before, but I don't really do that one. Push-pull legs. So legs are just a leg day for me. Shoulders are a shoulder day. Chest and arms are a section. And then I have modifications of all of those exercises. And I'm doing, HIIT training. High intensity interval training. So I will generally speaking, I'll do 15 reps, 12 reps, 10 reps, 8 reps. That's usually my sets. And I dramatically increase weight from the 15 reps to the 12 reps to the 10 reps to the 8 reps. 8 reps is like you're hitting max value. And the rest time in between is 45 seconds to a minute. And you have to be very, very tight on that schedule. PR bench press. I haven't done my PR bench press for years. I just try to go realistically to a weight that's going to hit my failure on rep number 8 on set number 4. Don't forget to work out the buttocks. Got to do that, man. The glutes are important. Thanks for the info. Looks like it's working for you. Well, to be honest with you, most of it is just nutritional. Understanding your own body and what foods are good for you for fuel. And my feeding window during the week, Monday through Thursday, generally speaking, is 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. And I don't really eat outside of that. So that allows me to restrict the amount of calorie intake that I have, the caloric intake that I have. I mean, maybe we do some vlogs about this stuff. $12 to 4, so 12 to 5. Do the same thing, yeah. And again, people get shocked when they hear that, when they're like, how do you not have breakfast, or how do you do X, Y, Z? I mean, it's just, you get used to it. Your body gets used to it, and you have mental clarity, and it just feels better. I've been fasting, 9 years maybe now? Almost 10, actually. I think I started fasting. No, this is like my 10th year of fasting, actually. I think I started fasting in 2016, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty sure it was like end of 2015. Yeah, second half of 2015, 2016. So, yeah, it's been 10 years. Yeah, I do have a home gym, right? If you do enough drugs, you don't get hungry. Well, hopefully you can do it without drugs. So you eat under 1K calories a day. That's horrible. Okay, I will give you $100,000 cash wired to you, a bank account of your choice, where you can clip the part of me on the stream where I said I eat under 1,000 calories a day. That's funny. My natural window has always been 2 to 7. So many years when I was young, people tell me it's crazy now. The intermittent fasting is so mainstream. People think I'm just crazy disciplined. I just do whatever my body tells me for 40 years. There you go. Did you stop drinking before you started trading or after? No, I was still drinking, yeah. I stopped drinking after. Do you think volatility will just continue to increase in future years? In future years, looking back to so many years where a daily range could only have been like 100 points. So just look at the percentages. NASDAQ used to be under 10,000. When NASDAQ is elevated all the way up here at almost 30,000, we were trading in 30,000. If you're talking about a 1% swing, you're talking about 300 points. Yeah, I think that volatility will continue as long as they don't change the tick value and the price that you're getting per point in NASDAQ. Are you going to trade today? I was thinking about it. If you allow me to, I might. First time here. Thanks for sharing your success and education to help others. Started futures with prop firms recently. Blue 7 accounts, got qualified for my first payout last night. Let's go, Steve Stone. Very nice. Day in the life pool vlog. I've been wondering about this pool. Love you, Mr. Could definitely do that. Am I trading the funded seat ultras today? That's what I've said. So we are rolling back over here. We didn't quite touch 500. Be really curious to see what type of range we're going to put in the NASDAQ on the first 15 minutes of trade. I'll be right back with you. Don't go anywhere. We're just getting started. All right, we're back. We have 28 minutes, 27 minutes till the market opens. Channel points gamble. Yeah, we could do one next week. We'll get back into that next week. We'll get back into the giveaways next week. We'll do the channel points gambles. As I said on my Instagram story, we will be returning to the regular schedule next week of 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. And we have some new exciting things that are going to be happening. It's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to be coming for the end of Q3 and Q4 this year. A lot of really very cool stuff that we're going to be bringing to the stream that will involve you guys and money. Cash for you guys. I realized as I said that sounded like I was going to start charging for the streams. No. It's going to involve you guys and money and paying me. Oh, shit. No, you guys and money and getting it. I got some new exciting things coming. Money in the stream and you. That sounded so bad. I realized as I said that. That's funny. That's freaking hilarious. No, it's going to be involving you guys and getting some money. Where are the NQ levels? In the Instagram group. So if you go to Instagram and you click on my profile and you go to RIPS, what do we call it? The RIPS Nation. You go in there and it's the last post that was on there is all of my levels that I offer. I'm going to go get another bubbly. I'll be right back. All right, we're back. Did the kid ever send the video of the guy talking shit about it? Yeah, but it's not a big deal. I mean, there's people who drum up controversy with bigger streamers, trying to get them to beef with them so that they have a bigger audience or whatever. But you know, I'm over it. I don't really care about that stuff. I'm not into the drama stuff. What's up, Big Snake? Tiny Hands. When does the 50% off funded seat end? I believe August 5th. Almost positive it's August 5th. Channel points, again, we'll be doing that next week. What's up, Amp 333s? I cooked someone on Instagram so bad he became a fan. Oh, you got to tell me about this. What happened? Oh, August 9th. Thank you. August 9th. What's the volume profile in the yellow box? Session volume profile HD. Cyborg, what's up from Australia? How are you, pal? The asshole that commented on your post? I mean, there is no shortage of those people. You have to be more specific. Which is so sad. It's so sad that that's the truth. I mean, I do get it, right? Here's the thing. All right, I do have some more influencer-esque videos that have been going up on my my socials lately. So I totally get it, right? There's people where I'll get a comment from somebody. Trump just said the Iran war is going well. Shouldn't really be saying that sentence, I guess. But I get it. Like, you know, if you stumble across my page, there will be people that are like, bullshit, this guy sucks. There's no such thing as a profitable trader on the internet, especially with some of the videos that I've been releasing. It looks kind of influencer-esque. And then you go to like their reply history or whatever, and it's literally them copy pasting like the same message to other trading influencers, I guess. And you know, I think that there's a lot of people out there that try trading and they get financially fucked up, which again, like, it's very common in this space. If you have traded and lost a shit ton of money, guess what? You are part of the majority of people who have tried to day trade. I know, right? Crazy. Absolutely nuts. What's up, Henry? But the gross majority of people who have tried to day trade have had a lot of financial damage in their lives, right? I was guilty of that in my first 3 years of trading. Caused a lot of financial damage to myself. Things that I wish that I could have done differently at the time because it wouldn't have been so painful. However, I always go back and I think, and I say, well, if it wasn't so painful then, I probably would have learned the painful lesson at some point. But there are people where, you know, they get to a certain stage. I mean, there's a lot of people that try day trading for 3 to 6 months and go, this is stupid. This is ridiculous. But then there's the people who are like crazy obsessive, which leads me to the next part of the story, which is these crazy trolls or whatever. But there are people out there that get so financially wrecked in those 3 to 6 months or whatever that they get so obsessed about what happens to them. They try to white knight and fight the good fight where, you know, in all honesty, there are a lot of trading influencers out there that are disingenuous people that, you know, they're like, I always laugh when I see people that are like on my fourth year of my trading journey and fucking killing it. It's like, that's not even, that's like a president. You know, like that's a president. This is my 12th year of trading and I still feel like I learn something new every day. And like, markets adapt, markets change. Like, I didn't think that silver market last year could have been a real thing, but it was, and it was crazy. I didn't think that the NASDAQ could continue to produce day after day of these insane opportunities. If you told me yesterday that the NASDAQ was going to give you a pretty clean 500 to 1200 points, I'd have been like, hey, that would be freaking dope. But hey, it did it. Like, we always are evolving as traders, right? But there's always going to be the people that got burned. You know, maybe it's 3 months, maybe it's 6 months, maybe it's even 2 years, and they just fucked themselves financially. Let me see. But yeah, there's people that have been so screwed over financially from trading that they go on, they see trading influencers and like, they're just like, I need to let people know that this day trading thing is a scam. It's impossible to make money on it. And all these trading influencers scams. So I get it, but it doesn't change the fact that it's super, I mean, annoying is not the right word. It's just, it's just exhausting, right? But yeah, I mean, I get a lot of the hate. I mean, I get it and I understand it. I receive a lot of the hate, but I also understand where they're coming from, because there was a point in my trading career where it wasn't even like, I didn't even feel like it was a trading career. It was just me donating money to the markets. You guys know the story. People who've been here for a while. I almost completely gave up on trading. Right? So I get where these people are coming from. I understand their headspace. And there's people too that are just like puzzle solvers that get so obsessed with something, and when they can't figure it out, you know, they come to the conclusion that nobody can figure this out. And those people are their own worst enemies in trading, and we all can be our own worst enemies in trading. I look back to last year when I had a $200,000 losing day, and that could have been much worse had I continued to trade. And I think that had I not been blessed through the fire of trading, I could have continued to trade. And I had such a big account at the time where I wasn't withdrawing money from it. I took one withdrawal out of the whole year, I believe, at that point. And I can see, you know, the inexperienced trader continuing to push the gas in that scenario. Do you know how much you were down before you started? I could go back and check, but it's not really something that I like to rehash or relive. Like, it's like why I don't even like talking about like my biggest losing day of all time, because it was so painful, and I don't like to relive those emotions. I don't want to go through that again. It's horrible. Trading is extremely similar to starting a business. However, you know, like, you have to understand, if you keep all of your trading profits in an account and you're not taking withdrawals, which is what a lot of people do, it's like showing up to your business and then having a can of gasoline and a handful of matches, and you might accidentally trip and strike those matches and spill all of the gasoline everywhere and burn your whole business down. That's the difference between starting a business and trading. That's funny. I'm trading futures since January. Got like 7 payouts until March, but since then I've lost all accounts and somehow lost control of my emotions and started chasing numbers. Yeah, again, very common. Very, very common. It's extremely common. What you're doing is you're chasing your losses. Talking about the hedge fund that blew up yesterday. Yeah, there's a kid that's 24 who had a hedge fund that was worth about 20 or $45 billion in value, and then they lost it yesterday because they were using leverage, and Citadel came in and was like, all right, we'll buy your book from you. Thanks for playing. Can't have all your eggs in one basket for sure. And the same thing with a trading account. You got to take withdrawals from a trading account. You got to learn. I mean, this is why I think prop firms are such good training for people who are trying to turn this into a career, or even if you're just a hobbyist. You know, prop firms are just the safest way to do this. Putting money in a live account can seem great, but if you experience what I experienced my first 3 years of trading, you have no idea until you know, or until you experience it, or until, you know, maybe you watch a stream and you take what I'm saying to heart. A lot of people won't. A lot of people will be like, yeah, that'll never be me. That's not me. I would never do that. Okay. That's fine. Ken Griffin collects hedge funds like Infinity Stones. Yeah, he does. There is no predictions until next week. Rough day for that guy. Yeah, but I think he'll be fine because he's so young. I don't think he was doing anything like how Bill Huang was, where it was like he was inflating the value of these equities. Maybe he was. I don't know. He was doing it all in leverage. But it's crazy, you know. It's just it's a crazy story. By the way, we did come out of this buying zone, and we are heading back up to the selling zone. Could anybody have predicted that one? Oh. That's why it's important to have these zones drawn on your chart so you can make sense of it. Think he's still up a couple 100%? No, he liquidated his whole firm yesterday. His public book got completely liquidated because they got margin called. And to satisfy the margin call, he had to liquidate his entire public book. I don't use time slice settings on Bookmap. I just scroll in and out. So you can see the significant difference in liquidity from before 9 a.m. to after 9 a.m. This is after 9 a.m. where you see the bubbles much larger than what we saw before 9 a.m. So we have a lot more liquidity entering the market right now, and we are currently pushing up back into that selling liquidity zone. So above that area is going to be a lot of stops position. And if we look even further left, we can see that we can actually position this and put all the stops that are positioned here. Purple. There we go. Buy stop liquidity. Move that. See if this shows up now. There we go. Don't need it so far to the can have it right there. There we go. So we're all kind of mapped out for the day now. We know that there's buy stop liquidity up here that could probably be sought. How many funded seat ultra are you copy trading? 5, which is insane, by the way, that they even allow you to trade 5. I think that's very generous of them. Market is opening in 10 minutes. I'll be right back with you guys. Don't go anywhere. We're just getting started. All right, we are back. We have 8 minutes till the market opens. I did not trade. No. Did I just make 50K? No, I did not. I don't even think it's technically, yeah, there were enough points. What's up, BNF? What's your name? BNF JR. Beneficiary. How are you, pal? Are you hidden, Jinzo? No, I don't think so. I see you right here. Why would you be hidden? The aggregate current order book, how do you use that if you don't mind me asking? What is it you're looking at the aggregate? I want to see how many orders are stacked. That's it. How many orders are stacked all the way up to a certain area. The U.S. Treasury has informed banks that it may intervene in the Japanese yen markets today. Holy. Wow. Get ready for a party. That's crazy. I mean, if that news is releasing, then that's pretty, that's crazy, bro. Crazy things that you see in the market. The market is very, it delivers every single day with something new, something crazy and something new. Pretty awesome. Yen is moving up, I believe. Yen, USD. There we go. Yeah, wow. Crazy. Good Lord. That's wild. All right, we are continually pushing up here. We got 6 minutes till the market opens. We are seeing liquidity enter back into the market here. Upside levels are going to be 74.96 and 3/4 in the S&Ps, 572 in the Nas. Be safe today. Did I see the South Korea market plummet? I did, yes. Mainly because of memory chips and all that. We'll have to see what happens though today. What's up, Mr. Moon? How are you? Yeah, we have rejected out of the buy zone. It will be interesting to see what happens up here in the sell side. But right now the market looks super bullish, super strong. Will be interesting to see if we get up here to 572, start to challenge that area. Nvidia is pushing up. Microsoft has been holding this small U-shaped curl as well. Let's see, Microsoft. It's been holding this U-shaped curl. Yesterday was the biggest gain in Microsoft in the last 18 years, and I think it's one of the biggest market cap gains in the US stock market history in a single day. I'm almost sure of that. So insane yesterday. Absolutely insane. What's up, Blake? How are you? Vegas Sunday, is DEF CON in town? Is that what's happening? Which YouTube is your finale in WSOP? It hasn't been uploaded yet. We have like 15 more episodes to upload. We're going to try to do probably 2 episodes next week. And then another 2 the following week. And see if we can keep it rolling. Otis, are you all right? Otis says, holy fuck, this is nuts. How you doing over there? Holy fuck, this is nuts. That's funny. Did the pinch and roll, nice. Always a good thing to practice before you wake up in the morning, right? So markets are opening here in 3 short minutes. Can switch back to Bookmap for the opening here. Perfect rejection at 572. Yeah, so far, but this has a lot of buying strength right now, so we'll see what happens. Just be patient. Patience is paramount. Kick better than YouTube? It depends. I personally would prefer Kick if I'm watching streams, but YouTube is also great. We have more audience on YouTube than Kick. Make sure you smash the like button if you're over there on YouTube. Make sure you are subscribed to the stream. Yeah, market is juicing right now. Market is really turning up with 2 minutes to go. A lot of strength. We have already auctioned from the lows well over 100 points. Apple is coming down, but that seems to be the worst of it. Outside of that, I'm seeing Nvidia pushing up. This is a very toppy area of Nvidia, so if it does reject here, you can expect it to kind of auction around. But right now, Microsoft curling up, Amazon pushing higher, Nvidia trying to break out of this topping area, possibly to 200 today, with just 90 seconds to go until the open. Delay on Kick when you're from Europe. Yeah, it just depends. I mean, it all depends. We are pushing up towards 7,500 as well in the S&Ps. And we are just above our levels right now, but just kind of holding. So 50 seconds until the market opens here. We're holding right now at the bottom of the selling liquidity zone. Inside 30 seconds now. Good luck, everybody. Now, where do you see the Mag 7 charts on TradingView? I have TradingView, and I pay for TradingView NASDAQ market data as well. So it looks like we're gonna have a bullish open here. Markets are open. Ding, ding, ding. So pulling back. We're hovering around the selling zone right now. Nvidia is not breaking out yet. Microsoft is strong. What is SDNK trading right now? SanDisk. Pushing up into 600 now. Super strength. Topping areas are above 650 now. So holding that push above 600 for the time being. Market waffling around that 600 area of price. Nvidia not showing some strength yet. Apple's super weak. Google pulling back. The sellers could not take control underneath 600 there, so that's something to note as well. Right now they're trying to probe higher here. 7,500 is holding in the S&Ps. 600s are being challenged right now in the NASDAQ. It is still opening up higher here. If we break out of this selling liquidity zone, we will probably make it all the way up to those buy stops. So that is the area of price that we are currently watching. Showing a lot of strength still. Nice squeeze here off the open. This topping area will likely be challenged. There are stops placed above it. Point of control did move to 650. If 650 is taken out, I could imagine us auctioning higher. $650s are holding. A lot of strength still. Still ripping higher here. 700 possible target. This is a big topping area of the S&P, so I do expect stops to get taken out here. So currently holding this auction up towards 700. Gonna take off 66% of my position, put my stop in place here, and ride out the rest. So a nice opening drive trade there. As I said, the market I would expect to be bullish, but a nice opening drive trade. We'll let this 5 contract kind of marinate here. Beautiful opening drive. Only 15 contracts there. And on our runner here, that's gonna put us up. We're up $26,000 on the day, surprisingly. That's a nice day. I'm gonna take off 3 more into this push of 700, possibly, if we don't have that continual strength through 700. Because we have to be cognizant of this topping zone for the time being. So a little trouble. They're taking off 3, leaving stops behind. So I've realized $25,000 of profit on the day now. On a very small amount of contracts, mind you. Just on that opening drive. Like I said earlier, you don't need a lot of contracts to make good money in this market. You can see right here, we are heading into that buy stop liquidity, which we pointed out earlier in the stream. And if you're wondering how do we develop all of these zones, the answer to that is tune in earlier, you lazy piece of shit. No, I'm kidding. We look left. We look left. Excuse me. Do you guys prefer watching the zones or the book map? What would you prefer? Both. Okay, I can kind of rotate in between the two. You are seeing all of those buy stops hitting right now. Our final 2 contracts are up $2,800 right now, which is nice. We are currently holding above those 700s. We are kind of looking for that extraordinary pullback, but just managing our risk here. We want to start moving our stop just above this wick on the 1 minute here. So we're guaranteeing ourselves 535 on those final 2 contracts. That's pretty much it. So just really taking it easy, especially after yesterday. I mean, I didn't even really need to trade, but you know, my grandfather always used to say something to me. He said, you know, listen, little Ripsy, here's the deal. If you see $25,210 laying on the floor and you don't bend over and pick it up, we got problems. And you might catch these hands. That's a verbatim quote from my grandpappy. So I always take it to heart when he says that. But yeah, could we have made a lot more today? Yeah, an extraordinary amount of money, sure. But I'm, you know, after yesterday, I'm simply just not in the headspace. If you know me very well, after really large days in the market, I like to size down very much. So why do we put stops in place? And why do we position them where they go? Because we want to have capital preservation. So right now we just kind of let the market do whatever it's going to do. And if that is the full extension of the day, then that's the full extension of the day. So very close to being stopped out here. We're not chasing. We're not worried about it. We hit the buy stop liquidity. Right now, it looks like there's a lot of sellers that are trying to defend 700 and that push into 700. You can see right there. Looks like we're going to get stopped out here. There we go. Stopped out on the remaining of our trade. So very proud of ourselves on that one. Taking it very, very easy. The grand total on the day now sitting at $25,715. So there we have it. How many people in here caught that opening drive based on the comms that we discussed well before the open? Drop a W in chat if that was you. And do remember that we peeled off 66% of our position into that drive above 680, anticipating that buy stop liquidity. And you can see how strong that wick is on that buy stop liquidity. Look at that. On the 5 minute, that is quite the wick. All those buy stops getting... That's the sound it makes, by the way. So here we are coming down, and remember, if you're trading without stops, imagine all of the profit that you just cost yourself because you're a knucklehead. As a professional trader of 12 years in this game, I hope that I show you how important TPs and stops are. This is a primary example. A lot of people sit there and they go, oh man, the market's been moving in a single direction this whole time. I'm just going to put on a bunch of contracts and I'm going to hold. I have news for you, my friend. That is not a proper way to trade. Do you understand what I'm saying now through this price action? Sometimes it works, 60% of the time it works every time. But that's the difference between a professional trader and somebody who's just holding and hoping. If you want to be a professional trader, you have to have TPs. You have to have it make sense. We mapped this out well before the stream even started. That's the wrong screen. We mapped this out before the stream even started. Buy stop liquidity. Where did we evacuate most of our position? Into the buy stop liquidity. If you start taking it this seriously, you yourself can start having days where you are so proud of that you didn't even think it was possible. I want you to remember today, and this lecture will be continually available on the archives. This one will not be privated. We will be making a long form YouTube content about this video, but if you missed any part of this lecture, it's going to be available for you for free to watch. And in all reality, this is the most smooth type of opening that you can look to trade because you're controlled, you are putting your stops in a manageable place, and you're having your TPs in somewhere that makes sense. If you can do all of those things repeatedly and prove to yourself that day trading is possible, you will gain more and more confidence. And instead of chasing that one big day that's going to change your life, you're going to hit TP on a day like today and be so gosh darn thankful that you did. Now, here's the other thing. Let's say that you're not a long side trader. Whoops, let me just move that. If you're not a long side trader, what makes the most sense? Putting your sells somewhere in this buy stop liquidity. Why do you think we ran all the way to buy stop liquidity? The same reason that Leopold's firm got bought by Citadel. There are market makers specifically preying on this zone. There's a reason why you didn't see me draw any zones above this. And again, this comes with understanding how auction theory in this market works. If you can repeatedly do this day in and day out, I promise you will have continual payouts, you have much more confidence in your trading, and you'll trade with a lot less stress. Right? I had contracts on. I'm sitting here just relaxing because I'm very confident the trade's going to play out. I'm not sitting here going, ah. I mean, we drew our zones. We respected those zones. I told you before the market opens that we're looking at an extremely bullish open. We waited for the bullish confirmation. We took the trade. We put our TPs in place and we put our stop in place, and the rest played out. Let's hear how much you guys made on that open drive. I want to hear also if there are some people short, because if you're a short-sided trader, that buy stop liquidity was a great zone to be positioned short. Thank you says, thank you. Just passed another challenge because of your analysis. Now let's see if I blow my funding account again. Stop thinking like that. But congratulations. Congratulations. 5K on 2 contracts, new AMP account. Yo, Scuba Steve, my guy. Hello. Hello. You love to see it. I know I do. Listen, there's nothing more that turns me on in this chat than hearing from you guys, making your dreams come true. So it makes me really excited to see that out of you folks when you're making strides in your trading and you're doing things that are nice and controlled. This to me is a nice controlled open. We are pulling back now. I do not see equities pulling back, so this has a lot more to do with the yen carry trade, I'm guessing. Guts Ambition says, I lost money. How can I help? I feel like I gave a very clear explanation of what to expect off the open, and it did exactly what we talked about. So what can I be doing more to help you? Because I don't want to see you losing. Chris says, you paid your dues and you're the best trader I've seen online or anywhere. Well done, Rips. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I really do. It means a lot when you say things like that because it makes what I do here, it validates my efforts to stream like this. So from the buy stop liquidity, if you were positioned short, you're looking at 265 handles now to the downside. To attack this short, you'd like to see some type of bounce. I mean, pitch and catch was active right here. Very active pitch and catch right there. We are coming down into that prior buy zone, right? Again, if you are confused about what's going on in the market, go back to where you mapped your zones out and it should make a lot of sense. There's no surprise to me that I see us having a micro bounce right now because we're approaching the midpoint of the buying liquidity. And look at what the market's doing as reaction. See, if you don't arm yourself with these types of tools before the market opens, you're going to be chasing your own tail. You're going to be a rabid dog chasing your own tail. And you don't want to be that person. You want to be slow, comforted, controlled. You want to have very clear TPs. Your execution should all make sorts of sense. And you shouldn't be stressed out in your trades. Somebody commented, they said, why are you so calm? I'm so calm because of yesterday. Yesterday was, I wasn't even expecting to trade my cash account today. Yesterday was beyond extraordinary. And, I mean, I could just kind of be done for an extended period. Is there a sell stop zone? There are definitely going to be sell stops below the buying liquidity, but the party's really going to start if we start auctioning towards that 160 level. But right now we are having multiple pitch and catches on the way down here. We are coming back to the lower point of liquidity where we had a nice volume shelf in the S&Ps. Let's see where we are with RIPS levels. We are coming down exactly to the RIPS level in NQ, which is at 411 halves. Mr. Valentine says, keep streaming. If I can provide you guys value, then I find my purpose in doing this, so. Buying the Porsche then. No, I mean, dude, if I had made $100 million yesterday, I'm still not buying the Porsche. There's no point. I don't really have, there's no need. PMI is out 57.6, 56.0 was the estimate. So 1.6 higher than the estimate. We are really bouncing at that RIPS key level right now, the 411s. How many contracts you trade on NQ and ES normally? Thanks. It depends. That was, I think, 25 contracts. And then, you know, yesterday is a 100 contract type of day. But I'm not afraid to get my contracts in. Auctioning below 400 now. Still not finding any kind of bounce here. Really draining liquidity to the downside. We're coming to the lower depths of that buying liquidity, which is positioned at 368. So if this 400 challenge fails, I'm guessing that it's more likely than not that we would auction down to 411. Somebody's talking about Bank of Japan and their monetary policy right now. I'm assuming it's somebody from the Fed. Secretary Besant, he says, looking forward to seeing the Bank of Japan government Ueda at the G20 Finance Committee Summit, whatever. Can you explain how we should use your key levels? Use them as support or resistance, break and retest. There's a lot of different ways to use them, but it's where funds are heavily positioned, which is why you're seeing so much movement around those levels, where the market will either freeze at those levels, reverse at those levels, hold price at those levels. Will the replay be available live? I really want to understand how you made those blocks and those. Yes. You can go back and watch the beginning of that stream, and it will have all of the zones being drawn. So this stream will not be privated. This stream will be available for everybody to watch for free. So currently challenging that 400 area of price, chopping around that zone. Buyers have found a little bit of exhaustion down here, but they're not done yet. So 360 is the level to watch. You can see we're bouncing at the exact low of that buying liquidity zone right now. But the market is definitely unwinding. The problem that I'm having is that equities aren't exactly reflecting that. So I'd like to see a dramatic bounce before this thing heads lower. Will that come? We don't know. A bounce to the midpoint of like 428 would be extraordinary. But right now it's having a lot of trouble challenging anything back above 400 right now. In fact, we're sinking lower into 350 right now. If we do see a retraction in Microsoft, I could see that bringing the market lower. But these pushbacks in the market are really getting sold into, so you can see how strong the sell side is. Below this area is all the way down to 165. So as this thing comes lower, you want to probably try to envision yourself shorting into some pops, maybe back up to 380 or so. So let's see if we get a push back up into like 380. A rejection of that sell side at 350. Right now, sellers are still very much in control of this tape. We have buyers situated at 300, but I think that they would get taken out. You can see every single time that we're putting up a bid, it is getting completely smashed on. So a push back up to say 380 or so would be interesting. Right now, 350 is the line in the sand, but you can see we are finding buyers underneath this buying liquidity zone for the time being. So maybe a push up to 380. Watching here. Looking for shorts into this zone. Very nice pitch and catch here. Bearing itself down. Let's see if we can break below 320 now. A little back and forth here. Uh, 74.70 is the low point line in the sand here in the S&Ps as well. So pushing down here below 350 would probably invite sellers back into this tape, but 350 is that current line in the sand. If it does hold those 350s and find a push back above 380, this thing will be a rocket ship, I'd say. But let's see if it can hold any kind of liquidity below 380 here. Right now it's trying, but we do have a lot of buyers still. So there's that push back down. A nice pitch and catch to 380. 320 is now the new challenge area. So let's see if we can get down below that 320 area of price. There's a lot of buyers that are situated down here, of course. A whole mess of buyers. So that 380 line in the sand is very important. Also, Microsoft is pushing up. So seeing if we have any kind of unwind here below 380. Again, those sellers are trying to push down back below that 350 level, but you can see they're having a little bit of trouble here. That big 380 area of price. Buyers at 350 still. Back up to 400. Big volume shelf here at 400. If it doesn't reclaim 400, you're watching for 380s to fade. So right now, reclaiming that 400 area of price. Showing some strength. Back to the buying liquidity zone. Back to 380. 380, the big line in the sand. Let's see if it takes out 350 on this push. Right now, it's trying to take out 350 here. It's really trying to take out that liquidity at 350, but it's not strong enough yet. The sellers are not in control of this tape currently. So a little bit of a bounce here. 380, still that line in the sand, pushing down into these bidders at 350 and 360. We'll have to see if we can get this cut below 350 at all. It's trying very, very hard to break below that 350 level. And there it goes, breaking lower here. It is coming down towards that 300 liquidity. Can it make it lower? S&Ps are weak. Coming down towards 300. There's a buyer there at 300. Is it enough to rock the boat? I have my final stop in place here. We did take the pitch and catch on the retrace of 400. So I have my stop working for me at 367 right now. I'm probably just going to take off one more here if we don't push into 300 quickly. There's that push into 300 that I'm looking for. Take off one into that rejection there, leaving our runners on. Moving this down just slightly. 361. So covering the majority there at the 300 spot. This is where I expect the market to get really inconsistent with the agreement between buyers and sellers. How many people were helped out on that trade there? How many people made it happen on that? The pitch and catch back up to 400 and 380 being that line in the sand. Stopped out there on the remainder. That puts us at $30,985 on the day. So added an extra 5K to our total there. So happy with that. I think our biggest drawdown on that trade was about $900. So positioned pretty well there. Given this indecision, I'd like to see a rejection of this indecision before we can get back in. July Pepper says, bro, just passed my 100K eval and didn't not look at my P&L, only focus on the trade of my targets and stop loss. There you go. Very nice. So going from a day where I wasn't even going to touch my live account to making 30K is always a nice way to go in the weekend. To be completely real with you, I literally was not going to trade. I don't like to trade after I have massive days in cash because usually my head's not on straight, but actually being here with you guys is completely valid. So I'm very happy to be here with you guys. And, you know, I haven't had a chance to trade the funded seed accounts because, again, it's too good of a market for me to kind of ignore. So 30 grand is 30 grand, guys. I got to take it. I apologize if it is ruffling any feathers in here, but you know, I try to find a good balance in the stream where we do trade props and we do trade cash as well. I know that we do have some cash traders that are watching. Does anybody have any questions about any of the trades that I've taken live on stream? Funded Seat just sent an email. No more payout caps on all. Yeah, we've been talking about this, Lingle. It's the talk of the town right now. Those Funded Seat Ultra accounts are the ones that I'm going to be trading all next week on stream if I can find a way to stop trading my cash. It's just, you know. Happy you're happy? I just want to make you guys happy, and whatever I can do to make you guys happy is what my goal is. Almost 100. Well, actually more than 100 point bounce there. Again, this is why you take profit. Yeah, wow. Take profit in your trades, guys. Take profit in your trades. Please take profits. If you don't find yourself taking profits and holding trades into profit and then out of profit, I think that you might need to retool your strategy. Where do you add at the rejection of level or breaking into the line in the sand? It depends. It's the feel of doing this for 12 years and understanding how markets move and looking at the way that when you're watching the tape, one of the things that I key into a lot of the time is velocity and momentum. Velocity in the tape is extremely important. If we come to an area of price and I see it firing off a ton of orders in the time and sales that are happening, larger size or whatever the case, like the time and sales is the heartbeat of the market. If you can watch the time and sales, and I don't recommend this for everybody, by the way, you can achieve what we achieved today just by using this. And this is one of the reasons why I want to start showcasing candlesticks more on the stream here, is because I think that a lot of people think that, in order to be a good trader, you have to have all of these confusing things. The way that my mind works is that I do well with an overload of information. The more information that I have about a situation, the better my mind can react. For a lot of people out there, information overload can be analysis paralysis, where what happens is that you're looking at so many different things going on in the market and all of these tools that you have that you find yourself missing trades. And the thing that's the problem with that is that you're gonna be so lost in the weeds of trying to perfect this strategy that you're chasing with all of these indicators and all of these things flashing that you're gonna get overloaded. In fact, there was somebody that I mentored about 4.5 years ago, maybe 5 years ago even. Oh yeah, 5 years ago. There was somebody that I mentored and they were a decently good trader. And I introduced them to Bookmap on equities, and their trading fell flat on its face for the next 3 months that they traded. The next 3-month period that they traded, their numbers went way down, and they were a decently good trader. They weren't like extremely profitable, but this is the kind of trader that would bring in $10,000 to $15,000 a month. And I was mentoring them and I was trying to help them, and they were really keen on learning Bookmap and equities. And so I went over a lot of the stuff that I went over, and they came to hold on, we have 10 a.m. data. Let's talk about this. 5 seconds here. Here we go. Be careful. Big spreads. 55.2 versus 54.0. Okay, so yeah, when I was mentoring this person about their trading and all that, they saw themselves. By the way, the Michigan sentiment seems to be what the market was holding on to here. Lori Logan talking. She was a dissenter. She just had some. She said modest action soon could avoid sharper move later. So she was one of the dissenters for the FOMC. I don't know if you guys realize this, but there was 3 dissenters in the FOMC. That's 25% of the membership of the FOMC. So 25% of the Federal Open Market Committee actually voted to raise rates, and that is a big deal. That is why Citadel put out that note before the FOMC and was cautioning people that there might be a surprise hike. But we are now seeing that the Fed is really taking a hard look at potentially raising the interest rates. Ribs, now that you're back streaming daily, I think I'm going to get my first prop account. Which one should I buy? I think I'm ready to graduate from paper. I think that any of the props that you find on propfirms.gg, I stand behind. I would look through the rules of all the props. Lucid, Tradeify, Funded Seat all have really great offerings. Apex is definitely the cheapest. Apex brought back their legacy accounts. You can do, I think they do bulk purchases on their legacies now, which is a nice little treat. But there's a lot of options. It just depends on what your skill is, what type of markets you're trading. If you are a slower trader, if you are looking to get maximum profit, if you're just trying to get your first payout, it just all depends. There's a lot of things. What I would recommend is going to propfirms.gg. You take the quiz, and by using the quiz, it will direct you in the best area that you should be going. I would not do an intraday trailing drawdown account. Those would be the hardest to trade. We are continually pushing lower here, by the way. So 300 break is not holding. We are probably going to find more sellers. Like I said, the bottom target on this thing is back in this zone. That 165 area makes a lot of sense. I would say as low as like 143, right around here. So we have about 130 points to go from where my estimate is. So I'm just listening to Laurie Logan's comments. She says inflation does not appear to be on the course to sustainably achieve the FOMC's 2% target. So yeah, I mean, this is recycled rhetoric that we've heard over the last, fuck, how long has it been? 5 years? 4 years. She says without any policy restraint, inflation will likely continue to trend above target until there's an unanticipated shock. Labor, consumption, and financial market conditions indicate that monetary policy is not restraining the economy. So she is of the belief that raising rates and becoming more restrictive in their policy would be better. Mike Pierce says, oh shoot, it's been a while since I watched Rips. You do New York sessions now. We do. Thank you to all 3,048 of you that are here watching. I appreciate all of you. Cyborg, again, turn off vertical smoothing. You're here all the time. You've heard me say that 100 times. Market is coming lower here again. The target being anywhere betwixt 165 and 140 to the downside. How could I forget you're here every single day, Cyborg? Every single day that I'm live, you're here. Rips, is that an indicator you have for seeking and buying liquidity? Nope, we drew it this morning, and if you want to see how we did it, I have the stream archive will be available for free to watch on both Kick and YouTube. Boy, you are seeing a lot of exchanges here. A lot of exchange of liquidity, really pushing down below where the Globex Open might. The Globex, I can't even speak. Globex Open, I believe, was 200 evens. Let me see. It was 228. Wow. So we are right at the Globex Open right now, 228. Breezy says, I'm great on the day. We did it. Talk to me. What did you do, Breezy? Talk to me. What happened? Talk filthy to me. What happened to the stream from earlier this week? All of it is gone. As I've said probably 40 times now, those streams are being made into YouTube long-form content. So those streams will be YouTube long-form content. Starting in August, all of the streams and today, starting in August and today, all of the streams moving forward, we're going to be doing 2 streams a day, and all of those archives will be available for you to watch at your leisure. However, I do prefer that you do watch live. It's much more fun, a lot more interactivity. I don't have a YouTube video on my bookmap settings. All you have to do is turn off vertical smoothing and just tinker with the settings. My settings might not be the settings that you even want to use. Trader Moose says 7K on the day with 2 contracts, 5-0, closing everything. Congratulations, Trader Moose. What a great way to go into the weekend. Gotta love it. You love to see it. I know I do. The market's still meandering lower here. We have pressed below that Globex Open, so that is a big area of price. We had a pitch and catch above that, all the way from 265 now down to 215, 50 handles. Microsoft is finally pulling back and Nvidia is bleeding. So we are seeing pullbacks in equities now. Amazon starting to pull back off the highs. Google's showing a lot of super strength right now. 200s currently trading, and S&P is still dropping like a rock here. Remember that that target still being 160 to the downside. Otis says it's wild because since finding your stream, I've dialed in my morning routine up every day around 6:30 to knock out my morning ritual before chiming into the stream. Having you back in the AM, especially with all this alpha, has added the missing part of my morning ritual past few days. Nice. Happy to hear that, man. Hey, look at that. Right on target. There's your 160s. As promised. As promised, 160's on the ticket. Isn't that something? And you didn't believe me. How about that? If you watch my YouTube videos, you can probably see that there are some interesting videos about Bookmap. If you just go on my YouTube channel and you search the word Bookmap, it should guide you in the right direction as to how to find videos on Bookmap. So this big midpoint of liquidity, if it gets cracked, lower is that 140 level where it starts to get extra spicy. You can see there 150 is just open driving through to the downside here. Market cannot contain its excitement to the downside. Cracking well below those established levels. It's trying its hardest to push back up towards 150 and it's failing. So finding some push here, not a huge bounce at all. Microsoft coming down a little bit. There's your push back into 150. And let's see if it has enough to push to all the way to 200 here. Can it find the push? Survey says maybe. Can it find the push all the way back up to 200? If it holds below this 160 level, it will absolutely make its way lower. Watching here on this break, down through possibly 100 now. We're finding this dry zone of liquidity. It's trying very hard to push up out of this zone back to 200 or so. We do have liquidity at 74.35 in the S&Ps. Sellers are getting a little bit exhausted down here. So holding those 150s for the time being. You can see we're getting a little bit of a bounce there. Now finding some extreme buying back up towards 200, but let's see if it's enough. So back to 150, finding that weakness, seeing if it's slamming through 125 now. Down through 120, watching this trade potentially to 100 now. 100 is going to be a big key level. Some sellers accepting price just above 100. See if it breaks through. S&Ps are cutting loose here. 100 is a big level here. If it doesn't break below 100, we're likely to see a bounce. Let's see. It's trying to push down through those hundreds now, but there are some players there that are trying to get in front of that liquidity. So let's wait and see if those hundreds are strong enough to hold. Right now, that liquidity at 130 is holding. Microsoft still coming down here, pushing back up to 150. Looking for this failure now below 150, possibly trading all the way through 100. Let's see. Sellers becoming a little bit exhausted at this 150 level. Again, possibly pushing back up to 200 here. So pushing back into that 200 zone. If it holds this 160 level, then it will probably push back to 200. Right now, it's claiming 150. Watching 150 now. Right now, 150s are holding. Now pushing back into 200. Dramatic push back to 160s. Let's see if that 150 level wants to tank. It's trying to push through 150s now. Nice big move below 150s there. Let's see if we have that chance of auctioning towards 100 again. Right now, simply holding that 160 area of price. The S&Ps look very, very weak, and I think that could be the leader here for the NASDAQ. So if the NASDAQ does hold this price back down towards 100, I think that we can break 100 and see this really start to unwind here. So watching here now at 125, down to 116, holding a little bit of that price, anticipating this break of 100 now. Maybe gonna break those 100s. My stop did just get tagged. Up $37,465 on the day now. So a nice little pitch and catch up there towards 200. Just really kind of taking it easy here. Watching that push towards 100, we do have another failure at 137 halves. Microsoft trying to hold the VWAP, but unsuccessful at this point. 100s are a big line in the sand, but I do think it's going to fail here. Yeah, I think we see a big failure point there at hundreds. Right now, the S&Ps do have to break below 74.30. We're currently out of this market. We did get our cheese from 187 halves down to 112. 600 points in 30 minutes is crazy. Welcome to the NASDAQ, my friend. This is the NASDAQ lately. So I think I might call it a day for trading there, up 37,465 bucks. I do think that we could see, if we saw a very dramatic spike up to the north here, you know, like a massive, massive spike, I could see that really, really hammering those hundreds and breaking on through. Problem is that I just really wanted to see like I could have sized a lot more in if we see like that, the wick over 200. Then I could have probably sized in a lot more, anticipating that we'll get that big slam that'll press us through 100s. It still could come, but you know, when we consolidate in these areas, the idea that we couldn't trade from 200 to like 325 is just ridiculous. I mean, it's total likelihood. You can see buyers are getting completely engulfed by these sellers right now. So, you know, as we push down to 100, there's a lot of buyers that are positioned. You just have to find enough sellers that are willing to sell 100s to absorb all of that buying pressure. If you learned something today, drop a W in chat. If you learned something today, if you learned something that you think will help your trading in the future, drop a W. I think today too, we can cap it off with some giveaways. There's your break of hundreds. You can see how many buyers are positioned, but those sellers are overwhelming them. A massive amount of sellers coming in. Next level to watch is going to be all the way at the end of your profile at 28,012. So really not too far from where we're trading now. But again, you're going to have lower volume. And in order to continue to the downside, you have to break through all of the positioned buyers that are likely to be here that are willing to buy the market at these prices. Because yesterday they had a lot of buy side strength going into that 28,000 level. You say you're making the stream public for later viewing again? Yes. All streams moving forward will be public. The only ones that were not public were the ones that we have that we had this week, which are turning into long form content. Now, if you waited all the way to the break of 100 to get short, you have to ask yourself what you're doing with your trading. Because I can understand wanting to be patient, but I will never understand when we talk about how this market is going into consolidation and you're doing that to yourself. If you want to take it short, you take it short on this push. If you want to cover, you cover somewhere in this zone. We took this push. We traded down into that. It's a pitch and catch. If you're shorting on the break of hundreds and wondering why you're getting clapped, I mean, this is classic consolidation in the market. You're heading into so many buyers. The idea that you're going to push lower on no news, nothing, after we've already fallen as much as we had, you're doing hopes and dreams. Chris says, I'll be turning 70 years old next month. I'd love to become a consistent trader. I'm going to study all of your videos. You the GOAT. Thank you, brother. 70. Wow. Congratulations. That's, I am very jealous. You have probably seen your fair share of morons throughout your tenure on this earth. We actually do have quite a few people that are watching this stream who have a laminated AARP card. But man, I hope I make it to 70. God bless. My mentor said now is a good time to short for a quarter point, 100 point risk, negative R of 100%. I mean, there's people out there that trade like that, man. I mean, golly, what a ripsy reversal this is, huh? Did I not call that or what? Oh my word. Wow. 67 here. There you go. Hey, Rips, you genuinely make my days and trades better. Grateful to have you stream. Thank you so much. That means a lot. I really appreciate you folks that appreciate the time that I spend with you guys here. I really want to truly provide as much value as possible. That's my goal for this stream. Every time I try to break away from the stream, it pulls me back in. There's just something about it that I just feel like I just got to keep doing it. I get so many DMs, I get so many messages of people talking about how their lives are being changed. It's hard from my perspective too, having never met any of you folks for the most part face to face. It's really hard for my brain to sort of comprehend that I'm actually making an impact in people's lives or in their trading. So when I get those messages, they do feel good, but of course, it's hard for me to take that type of praise, but I really do appreciate it. It means a lot. I do really love being an educator. It's part of me that I've always been. Like, I love teaching people things. I love helping people. It's always been part of me. So that's why I keep these streams free. That's why I don't charge for anything. And it's fun to hang out with internet friends. Trading alone can be lonely. I did trade alone this week, but there's a level of focus that sometimes it takes. But for the most part, when it comes to just, your average trading day, I love how we call this, what is this, a 600 point move now? Almost a 700 point move. We call that an average day in the NASDAQ now. But yeah, I do want to continue doing these streams. It's so nice when we have an overwhelming number of you folks in here that are eager to learn and super supportive of one another, and your vibe is super positive. Sometimes we do have the streams where we're overwhelmed by energy vampires, but we all know that they don't have the wherewithal to last, and we will always outlast those energy vampires. You folks that have been rocking with me since the start, I do appreciate you. I've been doing this for a long time now. Rips, I'm currently reading Markets in Profile. Do you ever use TPO? I used to use TPO and Footprint and TPO, time and sales, and Footprint. Bookmap was able to get me off of TPO. I love TPO. Like, I love reading a nice TPO. I don't really remember the session letters really that well, but I was deeply ingrained in reading TPOs for a very long time, and they're very helpful for my trading. You'll notice that they're very accurate in the sense that there's certain time periods of the session that react in a certain way. For instance, the 10 a.m., 10:30, those parts of the session are very, very specific. The 9:30, I'll be in Vegas in mid-September. Would love to pull up on you out in the city just to shake your hand. Yeah, I'm very public about where I am. I post it all the time on Instagram story. It is, it's a real shame that, although that we do have a much more mature audience in here, people who are, most of the time 45 plus affluent males for the most part. It sucks that not a lot of those 45 plus affluent males know how to use social media all that well. And most people don't even know what an Instagram story is or how to access it. But I do post regularly on my Instagram story. So official Steve Stone says, I have no idea how I missed where you set up your orders. I was waiting for that so I could copy your trades. So one of the things, Steve, is that the whole purpose of my stream is not to have anyone copying my trades. It's to teach people how to fish. And through education, we try to achieve that. And yeah, you will not see results in that education maybe ever. But most of the people in here, when did you start seeing results after watching the stream? Would you say, was it weeks, months, or was it years? Be honest, chat. Let the people know. And I have no problem with that question. You know, I have no problem with the question because I get it. Like, I would want to copy trading too. I've had friends of mine, like, literally that are like, hey man, like I would like, I'm gonna set up a thing that I can copy your trades. I'm just gonna put $1 million in a brokerage account so it copies all your trades. I'm like, dude, I don't want that. I don't want that, man. I'll give you a percentage. Like, dude, I don't need that. I don't want that. And plus, like, imagine on a losing day, like how shitty I'm gonna feel about affecting somebody's book. So yeah, I'm an independent trader. I love being an independent trader. I've never taken on money from anybody. I've bootstrapped all of my own investments, all of my own companies. I've never taken any kind of outside money from anybody for anything. And I don't know, it's just the way that my brain works is just much better like that. Couple months, years, 1 to 2 weeks. Yeah, I mean, my style is taught relatively often on these streams. And if you miss it, it's available on the YouTube long form content. There's a bunch of playlists on my YouTube channel that you're on right now, Steve Stone. So hopefully through that, you know, you can find your way to education. The whole purpose of my stream, the overarching theme is, of course, teaching people to fish, not to copy my trades. I'd feel awful if people are copying my trades and I'm taking losing trades. I'm going to lose from time to time. Today was 100% win rate on all of my trades. So very happy about that. But there's going to be days when I'm losing and I'm out of the pocket, and that's the last thing I'd want is for you to be copying those trades. How much does your friend that trades 2,000 cons have to hold that many overnight? I mean, millions and millions and millions of dollars. You're talking about somebody who's using like StoneX or RJO as a prime brokerage. You know, like you're talking about these people are like, they're at the prime level. They're sitting there with millions and upon millions of dollars. This is not some kind of retail thing. They're not trading at AMP. You know what I mean? Lingo says, I just need to learn how to not take trades during Asia. I get bored and blow accounts at night when I do great in the New York session. Well, I mean, if you can actually sit here and type that sentence, you absolutely know what you need to do. And I'll tell you straight up that if you have an issue with self-control, trading will never work for you. You hear what I'm saying, right? I promise you. Trading will never work for you if you have issues with self-control. You can learn self-control through the tribulations that trading will cause you. My buddy is nuts. He'll do 40 to 50 minis on his live account. Not to boast or anything, but we did 200 minis live last year on December 29th, and you can watch the stream where I took those contracts live. 100 short in gold, 100 short in silver, minis simultaneously. Biggest trade I've ever taken on a live stream. Can you make that a clip of you saying you don't want to take anyone's money? I think the same, and we'll send that clip to people asking me to trade their money. I'm sure my clipping team will take care of that. All day says up 1250 across 2 accounts. Unfortunately, I can't trade on Tradeify today. I randomly got restricted. It says order exceeds amount while trading. I was trying to get profit on. I'm sorry to hear that. 100 short silver is steel balls or complete and total stupidity. All right, I think I have to go and see personal trainer right now. Are we all good, guys? Is it cool if I cut the stream right now? Like I said, you know, we had a nice profitable day. We made $37,465, $37,465. We made that today in our cash account. These were our streams. These were our trades. Long and then short. And by golly, thank God we were not a knucklehead staying long. But there's our trades. You can see right here. This is our AMP cash account. So there you have it. I hope you have a great weekend, folks. I'm going to call it a day here and a successful day at that. A day where I didn't think that I was going to trade my cash account. Being blessed with $37,000 from grinding 12 years in this game always feels good. You can always make more money and you can always get more cooked.
It's up to you how you handle your expectations on the day. So always keep your expectations low, folks. The lower your expectations you are, the more pleasant you will be as a boss to yourself. Trading journey that we all choose to traverse together. So I hope you all have a blessed weekend. Be good. And I'll see you all back here Monday, 8 a.m. Eastern time. 8 a.m. Eastern time. And also for the Globex stream as well. Take care, everybody. Be blessed. Have a good weekend. Spend time with your loved ones. Love y'all. Take care. Be good. Bye-bye. See ya.